defining feature, as far as I'm concerned, is not that they are now at the bottom, so it's not a self-fulfilling definition about divergence rates. It's about countries that are stuck in one or more of a series of traps. Now, again, there's a sort of left-right split here. There's all these sort of left-right splits that are really dysfunctional. The left tends to see kind of either poverty itself as a trap, somebody famous said that, or it sees global capitalism as intrinsically a trap for the poor or something, you know. And then the right kind of denies the traps that globalization will just kind of raise all boats. Both those positions just seem to me intellectually untenable. So I'm going to focus on 4 traps. There may well be others. It's not an exhaustive list, but they're salient, each of them. And so let me spend a few minutes going through them. The first one I'll take is what I think is at the moment much the most important trap that we've got to face down. And that is the resource curse, the problem of poor governance in countries with very large natural resource revenues from resource extraction. And to my mind, that is the single most important phenomenon now, though not necessarily over the last 40 years. The reason it's important now, of course, is that we've got global commodity boom, the very high prices driving revenues up, and reinforcing that, because prices are high, there's a lot of exploration and discovery. And that's pushing to the last margins of the Earth. Now, the last margins of the Earth for resource exploration are not the geologically challenging, the places that are cold or wet. That was tackled in the 60s and 70s, right? The last places on Earth are the places that have got rough governance, that have been in conflict. And so the resource boom is spreading particularly to the environments with the weakest governance. Now, it's even controversial whether there is a resource curse. If you look at the academic quantitative literature, the big exponent of the resource curse was Jeff Sachs, and the problem with that is that it's supported by cross-section regressions, and nobody believes cross-section regressions. And that skepticism is not ill-placed because, of course, the resource curse, if it exists, is a process through time. And so just lining up a set of countries, some with, some without, and it then requires a leap of faith to say, this cross-section difference is actually reflecting some process through time. And most people are not prepared to take that sort of leap of faith. And then until very recently, the only sort of serious time series analysis was the Deaton and Miller work. But Deaton and Miller used vector autoregression analysis. And the problem with that is it could only look a few years ahead. So it looked about 5 years ahead, and what it found was no resource curse. Everything just looks fine. Right? So there we have a mismatch between the time series analysis and the cross-section analysis. Where do we go from there? So there's now reasonably new econometric technology which can deal with that. It's co-integration analysis. So together with Benedict Godoris, I did a co-integration analysis on the resource curse, global data for the last 40 years, to see what is the relationship, short run and long run, between commodity prices and the subsequent growth of commodity exporting countries.